When I arrived home unexpectedly, I saw my girlfriend's ex inside the house. The moment my girlfriend noticed me, she quickly said, "He just came by, nothing serious." I didn't say anything. I stayed quiet, calmly planned a dinner, and invited my girlfriend's ex along with his wife as well. Dear friends, please subscribe to my channel and encourage me. Your one click is very important and truly means a lot to me. I'm 29, been with Sarah for 3 years. We lived together in a decent 2-bedroom apartment downtown that I'd been paying for since she transitioned careers about 8 months ago. That's code for she quit her marketing job because it was draining her creativity and decided to become a freelance consultant. Spoiler, she consulted nobody and made $0. I work in corporate finance. Long hours, decent money, and I'd been covering rent, utilities, groceries, everything. She promised she'd contribute once her business took off. I believed her because I'm apparently an idiot. Last Tuesday, I left work early. My boss had food poisoning, half the team called out, and I figured I'd surprise Sarah with takeout from that Thai place she loves. I texted her around 2 p.m. saying I might be home early, but she didn't respond. Not unusual, she often left her phone in another room. I got home around 3:30. The door was unlocked, which was weird because Sarah's paranoid about break-ins. I walked in and heard voices from the living room. Male voice. Laughing. I turned the corner, and there's Marcus, her ex-boyfriend from college, sitting on my couch, drinking what looked like my beer. Sarah jumped up the second she saw me. "Babe, you're home early." Marcus just came by, nothing serious. He was in the neighborhood and wanted to catch up. Marcus stood up too, all casual smiles. "Hey man, good to finally meet you. Sarah's told me so much about you." I looked at Sarah. Her face was flushed. She was wearing makeup. Full makeup. She never wore makeup at home. She had on this tight black dress I'd bought her for our anniversary dinner last year, the one she said made her feel confident. "In the neighborhood?" I said. "Yeah," Marcus said. "I'm visiting my sister a few blocks over. Figured I'd stop by since it's been forever." I nodded. Set the Thai food on the counter. "How long have you been here?" "Oh, like 20 minutes, Sarah said quickly. Too quickly. I looked at the coffee table. 2 empty beer bottles. A wine glass with lipstick on the rim. Half-empty bottle of the expensive Pinot Noir I'd been saving. 20 minutes, I repeated. "Maybe 30, Marcus said. "Time flies, you know." I smiled. "Right. Well, it's great to meet you, Marcus. Sarah's mentioned you before." She hadn't. Not once in 3 years. I'd found out about Marcus by accidentally seeing an old photo album at her parents' house 2 years ago. "Listen," I said, "why don't you guys stay? I'll order more food. Make it a thing." Sarah blinked. "What? Dinner? The 4 of us? You, me, Marcus, and..." I looked at Marcus. "You're married, right?" His smile faltered. Yeah. Jenna." "Perfect. Invite Jenna. Let's all have dinner Friday night. Here. 7 o'clock. The room went silent. Sarah was staring at me like I'd suggested we all go skydiving naked. "That's really nice of you, man," Marcus said slowly. "But we wouldn't want to impose." "No imposition. I insist. Sarah's always saying we should be more social. And if you're in town visiting family, it's perfect timing." I pulled out my phone. "What's Jenna's number? I'll text her directly so she knows it's a real invitation." Marcus hesitated. Sarah was pale. "Or give me her Instagram," I said. "However you want to do this." I'll ask her and get back to you," Marcus said. "Great." I smiled wider. Looking forward to it. Marcus left 10 minutes later. Sarah tried to act normal, chattering about how sweet it was that I wanted to meet her old friends, how mature and secure I was. I just nodded and unpacked the Thai food that had gone cold. Update 1. Marcus texted me Wednesday morning. Got my number from Sarah, apparently. Said Jenna would love to come to dinner. I responded with, "Perfect, see you Friday at 7, and nothing else." Sarah spent Wednesday and Thursday acting weird. Overly affectionate. Kept asking if I was okay, and if I was sure about this dinner. I told her I was fine, that I thought it was important to know the people in her life. She seemed to buy it. Thursday night, she asked what I was planning to cook. I said I'd already ordered catering from that upscale Italian place she'd been wanting to try for months, but we couldn't afford because, she didn't have a job. Her face lit up. She actually said, "You're the best boyfriend ever." I smiled and went back to my laptop. Friday at 6 p.m., I set the dining table. Fancy plates. Candles. The works. Sarah came out of the bedroom in a different dress, Navy blue, conservative, very meeting the parents' energy. I almost laughed. Doorbell rang at 6:58. I opened it. Marcus stood there with a woman who had to be Jenna. She was pretty, blonde, looked tired. She was holding a bottle of wine and had this uncertain smile, like she wasn't sure why she was there. Come in, I said. Jenna, I'm so glad you could make it. We all sat down. Sarah was tense, trying to make small talk. Marcus kept glancing at her. Jenna seemed oblivious, talking about her job as a pediatric nurse and how exhausting her shifts were. Halfway through the appetizers, I said, So Marcus, Sarah told me you two dated in college. That must have been a fun time. Jenna looked at Marcus. You dated in college? Briefly, Marcus said. Like, barely anything. 3 years, I said. I was guessing, but I watched Sarah's face. She looked down at her plate. Bingo. She said you were together for 3 years. Jenna put down her fork. 3 years isn't briefly. It was a long time ago, Sarah said quickly. We were kids. Right, I said. Ancient history. Nothing serious. I let the silence sit. Then I turned to Jenna. So when Marcus said he was visiting his sister a few blocks from here, which sister was that? I thought you guys lived upstate. Jenna frowned. We do live upstate. Marcus doesn't have a sister. Marcus went rigid. Sarah's fork clattered onto her plate. Huh, I said. That's weird. Because he told me Tuesday that he was visiting his sister nearby. Must have misheard. Jenna turned to Marcus. You were here Tuesday? I had a meeting, Marcus stammered. Work thing. Downtown. You told me you were golfing with Ray. The table went silent again. I stood up. Let me get the main course. I walked into the kitchen, plated the catered pasta, brought it out. Sat back down like nothing happened. Jenna wasn't eating. She was staring at Marcus. How long has this been going on? She asked quietly. Nothing's going on, Sarah said. He came by to catch up. In a neighborhood he lied about. Drinking wine in the middle of the afternoon, while wearing a dress. Jenna looked at me. Did she always dress like that at home? Never, I said. Jenna stood up. We're leaving. Marcus tried to grab her arm. She yanked it away. Don't touch me. Get your things. We're leaving. Now. They were gone in under a minute. Doors slammed. Sarah sat there frozen. I took a bite of pasta. This is really good. Want some? She started crying. Update 2. She tried the whole crying apology thing. Said Marcus had reached out a few months ago on Instagram. They'd been talking. Just talking. He came over Tuesday because he wanted to see her, and she said yes because she missed having someone who understood her creative side. I asked if they'd slept together. She swore they hadn't. Said it never got physical. I didn't believe her. But honestly, it didn't matter. What mattered was that she'd been lying for months. That she'd dressed up for him. That she'd been drinking my expensive wine with her ex in my apartment while I paid for everything. I told her to pack a bag and stay somewhere else for the weekend. She begged, sobbed, said she'd cut off all contact with Marcus, that she'd get a real job, that she'd do anything. I repeated, pack a bag, leave. She went to her friend Michelle's place. I spent the weekend going through our finances. She'd been Venmoing money to Marcus. Small amounts, $40 here, $60 there. I'd given her access to my credit card for emergencies and groceries. She'd been using it to send him money through cash apps. Over $1,200 in 3 months. I called my bank Monday morning. Froze the card. Changed all my passwords. Update 3. Jenna reached out to me Monday night. Found me on Facebook. She thanked me for the dinner. Said it was the wake-up call she needed. Turns out Marcus had been cheating for a while. She'd suspected but never had proof. She was filing for divorce. She also told me Sarah and Marcus had been seeing each other for 5 months. Not 3. 5. They'd met up at least a dozen times, including an overnight trip to a cabin 2 hours away that Sarah told me was a solo retreat to find herself. I remembered that weekend. I'd worked a double shift to cover a project deadline while she was off screwing her ex in the woods. Jenna sent me screenshots. Messages between Marcus and Sarah. Explicit stuff. Planning meetups. Sarah calling me clueless and saying I was safe but boring. Marcus saying his marriage was dead anyway. I felt nothing. Just numb. Final update. Sarah showed up at my door Wednesday night. 2 days after I'd kicked her out. She was crying before I even opened it fully. Mascara everywhere. Holding flowers from the bodega downstairs. Please, she said. Please let me explain. I made a mistake. I love you. I'll do anything. I let her talk. She went on for 20 minutes. How Marcus manipulated her. How she felt unappreciated because I worked so much. How she never meant to hurt me. When she finally stopped, I handed her a box. Her stuff. Everything. Clothes, toiletries, books, photos. I'd packed it all. I'm breaking the lease, I said. You're not on it anyway. I already talked to the landlord. You have until the end of the month to figure out where you're going, but you're not staying here. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. Maybe Marcus has a couch. He blocked me. Jenna's lawyer contacted him, and he blocked me on everything. I shrugged. Then Michelle's couch. Or your parents. I don't care. She crumpled. Literally sat down in the hallway and sobbed. I closed the door. It's been 6 weeks. I moved to a smaller place across town. Sarah's living with her parents 2 hours away. Mutual friends told me she's been posting cryptic sad quotes on Instagram and calling me toxic for humiliating her in front of guests. Jenna's divorce is almost finalized. We got coffee last week, just to compare notes. She's doing better. Said watching Marcus scramble during that dinner was worth every second of discomfort. Marcus apparently got demoted at work. Something about an ethics complaint. One of Jenna's friends works in his company's HR and may have mentioned his habit of using company time and resources for affairs. I'm doing fine. Better than fine, actually. Sleeping better. Saving money. My apartment's quiet. I don't miss her. Edit 1. A few people asked if I felt bad about the dinner ambush. Honestly, no. They had months to come clean. I gave them one awkward evening. Fair trade. Edit 2. Someone DM'd asking if Sarah ever paid me back the $1,200. She did not. I'm not holding my breath. Edit 3. Marcus's wife, ex-wife now, sent me a fruit basket last week with a card that said, "Thanks for the honesty." It's the weirdest gift I've ever received, and also the funniest.